We've been talking about this for a while, a long while. Worst fantasy draft ever, without question, belongs to Chris Brockman in the league he wants to win the most. The keeper league. It's all of his buddies from college, right?
Yep.
Right? All you Syracuse.
A bunch of Syracuse people, yeah.
Okay, all you Syracuse
a couple we've
honks.
added throughout the years.
You added throughout the years. And
yeah.
You,
I've won
years
twice,
ago.
by the way.
Terrific. Congratulations on that.
Back-to-back
Two-time winner.
champs. Thank you so
Excellent. Keeper league, whole thing.
Keeper league, the whole
You're
deal.
focused on it a lot. And I don't blame you because you want to win those leagues against
So
some
bad.
old friends of yours.
Yep.
And then when you first told me about this league, which was at least 15 years ago, has to be.
A long time.
My first reaction was, well, that's crazy. Then I started having children. And I'm like, why in the world would you want to do two things? One, I understand flying somewhere for it. That's understandable. But after a while, it's like, am I really going to get on a plane to do something that I don't have to get on a plane for? But you want to hang with your buddies.
Right.
You want to make it seem like, it's like old school. Your boy Blue might be wrestling, whatever.
And a lot of times,
the only time all year you'll get together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So a lot of times, this is the only chance for us all to get together.
Right. It's like the little chill.
Yeah.
Not the big chill.
Right.
And so you're getting together, and it's, because you love football. It's in the town of the team that won the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Which is kind of a cool.
It is an interesting wrinkle.
Whoever wins the Super Bowl, you go there.
And then he told me that there is no time constraints on how long a team has to choose somebody.
Like Master P, there's no limit.
Now,
No limit.
those are fighting words. Like, literally, I would throw down with people who I would adore. 90 seconds for me is long enough.
Yeah, you're kind of like a let's go type cat.
90 seconds is long because at some point, it's fun fantasy drafting. It's fun, kibitzing with your friends.
Kibitz.
It's fun doing that.
I like the
but
kibitz.
after an hour and a half, 2 hours, I get the point. Let's go. Let's see the team. Let's finish up. Now we can hang out.
Let's go out.
Right. There's
Exactly.
things to do other than sitting around and seeing, who that third receiver is going to be on the Arizona Cardinals. If you want to draft him in the 12th round, you could already be digging into a steak somewhere.
Yeah, correct.
And
Okay,
you
when you look
push
at it like
back,
that.
man. You're like,
Yes, for years.
and then even you just had fun with one guy who took 28 minutes one year to draft Brian Hartline. And I said I would have absolutely throat punched the guy.
Oh, yeah.
in the 8th round. And
I'd
then
have
one year,
after 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then 1 year at NFL Network, Brian Hartline was there, and I got to tell that to his face, and he laughed and said, "What was that guy doing?"
Yeah. Even Brian Hartline's like, why would you
Why would you
take 28 minutes to choose somebody
me?
and then
For me?
and then my name is what gets spat out.
Yeah.
So I told you, Chris, for years that as you grew older, when you and Sarah had beautiful, sweet, lovely, adorable, squeezable Cage Brockman.
First day of school today.
Hey, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Awesome.
As new school.
That this would be an aggression that cannot stand. And now you're back from the draft, right?
Yes.
Where you did not go for the
However,
first time.
I did not go.
Why is that, Chris?
The first time since 2012,
Why?
I did not go.
Why not?
Well, there were a lot of factors. For one, we have in our draft a clause where if a team does go back to back, since we had already gone to that city, we can vote to go to the losing team city. So I was like, cool, we're going to go to San Francisco this year. That's going to be awesome. Never really been up there aside from our Super Bowl trip in 2015. Played some golf up there. It's going to be great. Short West Coast trip. No. It got voted we were going back to Kansas City. And not only were we going back to Kansas City, they were literally repeating last year's draft that we had step by step, including having it at our friend's uncle's basement, which was a fun time
last year.
mostly, but did not interest me personally.
Your friend's uncle's basement.
Yes, to do that again. I did not want to do that again.
They don't put the lotion in the basket in there, do they?
It rubs some
No
lotion
comment.
on its skin.
And so also this same group of
the
people,
lotion in the basket.
one of our buddies got married last month in Maryland.
Oh, so you saw him.
So I saw everybody a month ago.
Okay.
And
We're going to Kansas City next
combined
week.
with us going to Kansas City in 2 weeks and a cross-country flight that you and I took the week before to go to Fanatics Fest.
Got it.
I was like, I'm out.
And just so let everyone knows, we are doing all 3 shows of the Rich Eisen Show next week in Kansas City. And the location is not anybody's friend's uncle's basement. We're going to be in the mix. We're going to be downtown. We're going to be in the mix. How far away from the mix is your friend's uncle's basement?
Oh, it's an hour away in Kansas. It wasn't even in actual Kansas City, Missouri. So there was
What is the matter with
there was just a
people?
lot going on.
What is the matter?
And it was a really
You've never had-
contentious, big to-do earlier in the summer.
And you've never had this issue because this is the first repeat championship in 2 decades.
Right. And we had been to New England a couple of times when the Patriots recently won 3 out of 5 years, but we voted to do it in L.A. the one year when they played the Rams.
Okay.
So this had never really come
So you
up,
didn't
and
go
so
it.
I was just like, I'm out. I'm not coming. I went up to Ojai for a day and a half to check out, and then I drove back home early Saturday morning to do the draft at my house. And I got to tell you, it was amazing to be home alone.
Because you could do whatever you want.
I did laundry. I went to the store between picks. I
Sarah and
made
Katie were gone, right?
wings. I mowed the lawn. I got so much done at my house alone by myself.
What an adult.
It was tremendous.
Our baby's
And
all grown-ed up.
on top of it, Rich, this is going to drive you insane.
And he's grown-ed up.
It was the longest draft ever. It was 9.5 hours.
That is such an outrage.
I'll slap somebody.
They started
Seriously.
early. They moved it up from Kansas City, so it started at 8:30 Pacific time and didn't end till 6 p.m.
What an outrage.
Pacific.
Why would you want to spend 9 hours to draft a fantasy football league?
I don't know, and
they're keepers, too.
they're keepers.
What an outrage.
Which
That
we
should cut at least
it
an hour
was-
off.
honestly-
No, the keepers we did the day before, and it still took 9.5
Oh,
hours.
no, man.
See,
Every
he
year.
didn't even have his kid there. And you're grown up.
It was one of the
got
great
things
it was
done.
so amazing.
Could you
I got
imagine
so
it?
much
You'd have to
accomplished.
fly anywhere. You'd have to go anywhere.
There's no directs from LA to KC. What had a connection? Oh, it was just.
You know now what's next
fantastic.
for him now? You know
Oh,
what's next
going
for
to
him
KC.
now?
No, I'm not. We're not changing the burger draft.
Which he's got to
Stop
get
it.
rid
We're not changing
of
the
his
burger
annual
draft.
birthday celebration of going to the same
That was a
place.
bridge too
Baby
far, Rich
steps,
Eisen.
Rich, you can't
the same place and
A
making
bridge too
people
far.
go there and then have a draft about what burger on a menu with multiple burgers that they can have and potentially wind up with something they are uninterested in eating.
Bridge too far.
I mean, that is true.
Now that's next, Chris.
Well, maybe
Now
in 10
that's
years.
10 years.
Maybe in 10.
No. You didn't think you would turn on your fantasy draft
No,
so quickly.
no, I didn't. But I gotta say, this year was pretty great.
You're like
not being there.
You're like Hogan at Bashing the Beach in
was- it was
'96,
pretty
man.
great.
You just
You know what's
And
going to be the
turn.
final straw? You know what's going to be the breaking of the back?
for this draft.
Yes, you know what it is? When the Chiefs three-peat.
Oh man!
And next year's draft is in the
now you
same
won't-
uncle's
You won't
basement
have an excuse to not
in
go.
Kansas.
You
What
have
is the
to go.
matter with your friends? What is the matter with them?
I ask that all the time.
Okay.
This is, however, I will say, not being there allowed me to prep the night before
Prep.
and get a lot more focused.
Prep.
And
I'm
this is
fully
the
focused,
best
man.
I've felt
What is that?
coming
Prep?
out of a draft in a
What is
long
prepping?
time.
What is prepping? It's absurd.
What
You
do you
just
mean
see who's
prep?
on the clock. You see 4 or
No,
5 people.
definitely no,
and
no,
you're like,
no.
which one speaks
It's
to
not
me?
as
No.
Rich. You got to look at bye
Prep.
weeks. You got to look at different scenarios.
They have the bye week written right next to them.
I know, but you
No.
still have to look and see
Prep.
to make sure you're
Prep.
not getting guys
Prep.
who.
I feel great about my team coming out this year.
I don't even want to ask who it is because it's just I'm so annoyed by everything.
I'll tweet it out, sir. in case
Great.
anyone's
And
interested.
people will definitely care.
they will. Why wouldn't they care? Everyone cares about
great.
your fantasy.
I got
team.
some great rookies, keeper possibilities next year.
Oh, great.
Dalton Kincaid fell to me.
Oh, that's great, man.
I'm excited.
Did that happen while you were mowing the lawn?
That's when he was making the
I
wings.
think actually, yeah. It was pre-wings, mid-lawn.
Oh, great. By the way, there's people directly behind me.
They're interested in my draft.
There they are,
See,
right
they're
there.
coming out the woodwork to hear Brockman's team.
my gosh.
See, you thought no one cared, and there's
They're
Hey,
going,
what do we care?
they're going to their friend's uncle's basement. There you go. How it started,
retired.
how it's going. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.